And welcome back to Otaku No Video. As always, thank you very much for joining me. It's time once again for Brent's Anime News Corner, which I haven't done for 2 weeks now, so let's see the news for the past 2 weeks. Probably the biggest news, an association of manga publishers who got together to stop scanlations actually worked. And basically what scanlations, for those of you who don't know, is when folks will take an existing Japanese manga, scan it into a computer, translate it, replace all the Japanese text with English text, or whatever language, but it's usually English, and then post it online. Totally illegal. Thoroughly illegal, but it happens a lot. Well, several of the biggest scanlation sites announced that they are removing all of their manga scans from their sites. That includes One Manga, Manga Fox, a lot of these big ones. So apparently this actually worked. So it'll be interesting to see basically what effect that's going to have on the manga market and the scanlation market. A lot of folks have found manga through these, and it's just hard to find a lot of these things without scanlations, because a lot of these things just don't come over here anyway. But we'll see, and it was illegal. So anyway, some Otakon news. Funimation announced licenses for Evangelion 2.0 and 2.22 and all that stuff, the Hetalia World Series film, Strike Witches 2, and Summer Wars. So as usual, Funimation is the big one. Bandai licensed The Girl Who Leapt Through Space, which was their sort of parody anime from a couple of seasons ago. Also, Mayatome 0-S.ifr tilde. I have no idea how to pronounce that. That's just what it says. 0-S-Sifr. I don't know. They also announced a dub of K-On!, which came as something of a surprise. Stephanie Sheh was given the role of Mio at the panel, which is pretty interesting. Meanwhile, Madhouse is making an ONA with Yoshiaki Kawajiri, you know, Ninja Scroll. It'll be called Ninja 10 Battles, and the head of Madhouse describes it as, quote, a guy in drag with a sword who fights ninjas, end quote. I'm there. Aniplex USA also announced it'll ship all of Read or Die, OVA and TV, so I guess Read or Die and Read or Dream, in Blu-ray. So it'll all be released on Blu-ray. That's pretty cool. And I'm recording this on Sunday morning, so there may still be a few outliers. If so, I'll talk about it, you know, next time I do this. But that should be pretty much it. Other licensing news, particularly from the San Diego Comic-Con, which was last week. A big one for me, Bandai licensed two things. Tales of the Abyss, not a big thing for me, which is an RPG anime from a couple of years ago. The big one for me, Turn A Gundam. They finally licensed that, and we'll be bringing it out over here. Why is that big? Music by Yoko Kanno. Designs by Sid Mead, who did like the original Tron, a lot of other things. Awesome designer. And Turn A is one of those shows that hasn't gotten a lot of love, has a lot of fan interest in it, and it's also one of those shows that if you want to get into Gundam, it's not your typical Gundam show. It's more lyrical, it's more pastoral, it's just a different kind of anime. So great to see that it'll be coming over here. Hopefully that'll get more folks into mecha and understand why it's so important. Section 23 has licensed Kanon, or Kanan, depending on how you pronounce it, a recent action anime from a couple seasons ago. It'll be released as one big box set on October 26th, hopefully. Also dropping in October, Kimi Kiss Pure Rouge, the second season of Titania, and all of Tears to Tiara, all coming out in October. Discotek Media has announced North American licenses for a few classics. Leiji Matsumoto's space opera epic, The Galaxy Express 999, the films at least, which were huge. Also the first Project A-ko film, the Princess Blade / Lady Snowblood live-action film, and the 2007 live-action film version of Aquarian Age. Project A-ko was this very popular anime parody thing. Like the main girl is super strong and super fast. You know, when she runs really fast, like the concrete breaks underneath her feet and flies up, that kind of a thing. And then like her rival at school builds a mech every day to challenge A-ko with. It's hilarious. It was also one of the more early anime releases over here, so it got a lot of big popularity over in American fandom. So we'll see where that goes. You probably heard of Bakemonogatari, the surreal, intense anime series about a girl who wields a stapler very effectively. Well, a prequel anime has been greenlit called Kizumonogatari. That's all we know so far. Also, a second season of the Tamagotchi anime was announced. And speaking of classics, there's now a 45-second trailer for Mamoru Nagano's upcoming anime Gothic Maid or Gothic Made. It depends on how you pronounce it. This is big because Nagano was the creator of the 5-Star Stories, which was a hugely popular manga back in the 80s. There was an OVA made of a small slice of the storyline, sort of a romantic story, sort of a shoujo-ish story, but with giant robots, but in a fantasy world. But it's not typically a mecha show. Think like Escaflowne. Yeah, they're a mecha and the mecha are awesome, but it's more about the characters and relationships and all that kind of stuff. Gothic Made looks gorgeous, almost Ghibli quality visuals. Gorgeous, gorgeous, although the animation is not Disney quality, but that's fine. Anyway, go to Gothic Made or gothicmade.com to see that and the other trailers that are out there.